Hello, agents of Royal LePage. This is Julio Mendez. Welcome to this brief, I hope it's brief, Fintracker webinar. So yesterday I had a call from a few agents regarding Fintracker, so I said I was going to do a little video regarding Fintracker. So things you gotta know about Fintracker is, remember that you have the app right on your phone. The app allows you to take the photo of the driver license and be able to scan the barcode of the driver license and pull all that information so you don't have to type it in. Okay, if you only have a picture of a driver license, that is not going to pull the information even if you put it against, let's say, your camera of your computer is not going to read it, right? So then you would have to manually enter the information. Okay. The other question that I had is, well, at what point can we do Fintracker? Can I do it when I'm first meeting with that client, signing that client, or can I do it at the end? So it's entirely up to you when you decide to do it. I normally do it after I do the transaction, right? But the other question was, well, if I do it, let's say I'm working with a buyer and I in front of the client, can I put a false address because this buyer hasn't bought yet? Can I put the office address in the meantime because there's no property bought? We don't know the address. Okay, so the short answer is you can save this form, this individual identification form, at any moment and then come back and continue even months later or whatever, if it's taking months now to do transactions. So you don't have to fully complete the forms at this point. You just need to save it. So for example, I just created a simple transaction. As you can see, well, I even created a technically the one transaction, but two different forms, right? So let me just jump right back in to this one. And as you can see, I haven't put any information. It's all blank, okay? So at any point, you can just save it. And obviously, I cannot submit it because it's all incomplete, but I can just save it and come back later. If you look, there's already a code assigned by Fintracker regarding that transaction. Okay, so you definitely need to fill everything out. Now, if you look at this little icon here, it says scan photo ID. Ooh, can I do it? No, you can't. It says get the app, and then you can do it on the app. Okay, so going back to let's say my records, when you go to the plus side, let's review what you can do inside of Fintracker. So you can do a new remote ID verification. What is this new remote ID verification? So let's say you're working with a picky client and that client doesn't want to give you a photo of their driver license. So which is totally okay. What you have to do is then send a new remote ID verification. Okay, so you click here and this is what it asks you to fill out: the name, text or email, and then the language, whatnot. You can actually use it to do both the receipt of funds and the new individual identification form. Okay, as you can see, you also have 4 remote ID verification credits. Remember that these ones cost, in the sense that the company Fintracker has to use a third-party company to do remote ID verifications. The other thing you got to keep in mind is if you do a remote ID verification, okay, then it might take a little bit of time for your client to get to it. Okay, if the client is good with technology and good with using their phone and whatnot, they'll do it quickly. But if folks are not very good with using their phone or their computers, then it might just take a while to do this. Okay, so try to control the speed of what you want by you doing it, and then you can do it fast and whatnot. If you send this to them, you might have to be following up. But let me just quickly show you what happens when you send that. Okay, so you get a message, a text. The client gets a text like this. Okay, and then when you click here, it is going to say that I, in this case, want royalty page to verify the identity of this person. Okay, continue, and it's going to ask me for my occupation, employer, and industry. So let's just say I'm a salesperson, car salesperson, and let's say I work for Toyota Canada, car industry. So now there's a video, okay, and then you click continue. As you will see, it's asking you that you will have to submit, your photo ID and a quick scan of your face. Obviously, like I said, this is being used by a third-party company. That's why it costs money to do it. Okay, so obviously it wants to use the smartphone because the smartphone has a better camera, but you can also do it in the computer, right? So when you use a computer, this will happen. So let's say I select the driver's license, I continue, and it's going to say, well, you're going to have to put your ID in front of the camera to take a photo. So as you can see, it's asking me to, allow access to that. So if I put my ID, it should capture the information, but obviously I'm not doing that right now. So let me just close that. Okay. So again, that's how you can do the remote ID. But remember, you have an X amount, 4 or 5 credits per account. So you don't want to waste those ones if you don't have to. Always come and pick the new individual identification document. And again, if you use, it's the same thing. You can start by doing the transaction in your phone. Let me just quickly switch to my phone. And as you can see, I'm now connected to my phone. Same thing, this same person that I created yesterday, right? Again, you can click to scan. This one on the phone, when you have it in front of you, then you can actually continue and scan. Right now, my phone is off. That's why I can't do it. Okay. But again, you can just at any point just save the data and nothing happens. The cool thing about Fintracker is once you're done and everything is good and you submit it and it's approved, you can actually put Sophia's email in there and directly email the record to her. You can actually you also get a copy in your email, and obviously they're available in your transaction key records or in your under your records. Okay. So again, you don't have to fill it completely at the beginning. You can just start, save it at any point, and the information is saved, right? Maybe later when the information is all ready, available, like they bought something, now you know the address. At that point, you can continue with the application and then finish it. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.